Howdy there folks, it's Geist, and today we're going to be talking about the pre-Astyanax 4, which is the new adept bow that is dropping from GMs right now. This is the best roll that I've been able to get. It's a 4 out of 5. Personally, I wish I had a draw time masterwork instead of a stability masterwork, because that would allow me to get down to 540 instead of 565, but it's okay. I also have fiberglass arrow shaft, which is what most people would want, but personally I prefer compact arrow shaft just because of the reload speed increase. Elastic String and Archer's Tempo are the two perks you absolutely want to have in those slots. That's just the best that there is there. And of course you want to slot Adept Draw Time just to make it as fast as possible. I also got Successful Warm-Up, which is my personal pick for the final perk column, but you could also go Incandescent, which is what some people may pick. I would say that Incandescent or Successful Warm-Up are the best two picks for that final slot. And then of course for the origin trait, Wildcard is not a bad one. It's going to make the bow sort of mimic Telesto and drop little sub-munitions on the ground. If any enemies walk over those, then that's just free damage. You may not get a lot of use out of it in PvP, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes you'll just get free damage numbers because somebody wandered into it, or maybe they were looking at someone else and they backed into it. The biggest question about this bow is it worth the grind? Is it something that you want to chase? I would say yes and no. The biggest reason to want this bow is if you're not a hunter using Oathkeepers. If you're anybody else, then you can get to the fastest draw time with 540 on this bow by not being a hunter and using Oathkeepers. It's the only precision bow that we currently have in the game that is able to hit that cap of 540 without being a hunter on Oathkeepers. And so because of that, it makes it technically the best, but it's by a slight margin. The difference between 576 draw time and 540 draw time is not so substantial that it's going to drastically change the game. But if you're a min-maxer like me, every little bit counts, and so for you folks, it is worth chasing. I would say maybe wait until we get double Nightfall rewards, because the next time that this bow rolls around, we should hopefully have double rewards. So you'll at least be getting 2 every time you run through. And that's going to make it a heck of a lot easier to farm. Because if you've got bad luck like me, then you're just going to get a ton of 4 out of 5s like this one that I have here, where you get super great rolls and you get excited and it doesn't have the draw time masterwork. It happens a lot. So I would say wait until it's double rewards to farm this thing, because it's going to make it more worth your time. And then for the rest of you that don't really care about every little number and min-maxing, no, you don't need this bow. It really doesn't make a huge difference between 576 and 540. And unfortunately, this bow doesn't do anything that a lot of other bows don't already do. Raconteur, Under Your Skin, and Strident Whistle are all capable of getting the exact same best rolls on this bow, with obviously Archers and Successful on Raconteur and Under Your Skin, and then Archers Incandescent on Strident. Since other bows already do what this bow does, it's why it's almost kind of boring to me. Bungie didn't really do anything fancy with this bow. It didn't get any sort of new and amazing perk combos. It didn't get Archer's Gambit like a lot of us were hoping was going to make a return, even if they had reworked it. Just something new and interesting. So I guess we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer to see if we ever get an adept bow, precision bow, that actually has something more unique. It is a bit of a letdown that it kind of is just the same perks that we've always had. Yes, there are some new perks technically on this bow, but they're just not really worth using. So therefore, unless you just care about getting the absolute fastest draw time on something other than a hunter with Oathkeepers, this bow is just not worth your time. And so for you folks, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't sweat it. And then for the rest of you, like I said, I would just wait until it's double Nightfall. But anyways, folks, that's all I have to say about this bow. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.